Hey, 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 it's your girl Lady D. Just checking in with you guys. It's been a couple of days, so I just wanted to share this dialysis visit. I'm on my way to the dialysis center to get my shot. I normally go to the dialysis center twice a month, every 2 weeks, for a shot and to also have my blood drawn. They normally take about 4 tubes of blood, and they're checking my blood, like my iron, my protein, everything. They have to check everything because, as you know, with being on dialysis, everything that my body makes is actually drawn out. It's actually taken out when I do the dialysis. So I have to, a lot of times they have to give me shots to try to level off my numbers if my numbers are really, really low. Because if your numbers get too low with maybe a protein or iron or anything like that, they have to give you that because it can cause you some issues. So it's a process. So like I said, I go every 2 weeks. I get a shot. The shot helps me to be able to fight off germs and infections, because my immune system is so damaged, so bad right now, that I need help with fighting different things off. So I come here every 2 weeks. And then I come every 2 weeks for the shots and to have the blood drawn, to have everything checked. And then I do the last Monday of the month, is where they kind of like do the board, and it goes over the whole month, numbers, where I see the doctor, I see the nutritionist, and I see the social worker. Social worker is just basically if you need help with anything, they will help you. I know when I first started dialysis, I was actually paying for insurance myself, and it was like $500 and some per month, and that put a dent in our pocket, really, really, really a real bad dent. But when I started the dialysis center, they had a program that because I was on the waiting list for a kidney, that they would pay my insurance per month. So what they did, they actually gave me a card, and it took care of my insurance payments for like 6 months, and then the next 6 months they give you another insurance installment. You can only use it for insurance. So I would pay that up in advance, so I didn't have to worry about that bill. So that was a real blessing there. So it is some good things that come out of some things, because it was really hard trying to keep the insurance, and so that I can go to the doctor and all that kind of stuff. Because this is not the only doctor that I see. This is just for the dialysis, which I see the nephrologist through the dialysis center, but I still have my endocrinologist, I have my primary doctor, I have my foot doctor, I have my eye doctor, I have my heart doctor, and I have a stomach doctor. So that's like a total of 7 doctors that I'm seeing. And you basically have to have all these things checked, because when you're on dialysis and your organ is not working properly, it's not working at all or working properly, it's so much that you have to stay on track with, because it can lead to other problems if you don't. So I know I'm a big fanatic of making sure that everything is at least up to par. No one can ever say, oh, she didn't try. I tried. I just have to wait for God to do what he needs to do. But until then, I'm just going to follow the plan. I hate getting shots. Oh my God, I hate getting shots. But I have to do what I have to do. I'm a hard stick. I don't have a port. They wanted to put a port in to be easier, because I have one good vein that's left because of all the sticking that they've done from drawing blood, or different medicines that they had to give me. They had to, inject through veins. So all of my veins are basically, they're damaged. I have some type of scar tissue basically all over my body. But it had gotten to the point one time, I know that it was pretty wild. But one time, my daughter had came to my house. Well, I'll just tell you from the beginning. That morning, my husband had went to work maybe about 3 o'clock, and I had got up and walked him to the door, told him to have a good day, and I'll see him when he get home. So I actually went on and got back in the bed to go to sleep, not knowing that I may not wake back up. But my daughter, she said she just started, she was at her place, and she said she started feeling really, really funny. I was saying, I need to check on my mom. And, the Holy Spirit was, dealing with her. But anyway, she wound up coming over to the house. And normally when they come to the house, she has 3 children. So they get out, and the kids will ring the doorbell. Each one of them will ring it, and it chimes 2 times a piece. And I'd be normally in the inside, stop ringing that doorbell. But, she said that when she pulled up, she got like a funny feeling. And she said that she told the kids, y'all stay in the car while I go in the house. So when she came in the house, she said when she opened the door, she said it was like a heavy spirit was in there. And so she said she came in, she wasn't upset, she was very, very calm. She walked toward the back of the house where our bedroom is, and she said she was calling my name, Ma, and I didn't answer. So when she got to the room, she said she seen me in the bed, and she said it looked like I was just asleep. And she said she tagged my foot, was pulling my foot, Ma, and she said I was cold as ice. And she couldn't get me up. And she said she walked up to where my shoulder is, and with it shaking me, and she still couldn't get me up. And she said that she just started. She said she didn't get upset. She didn't start crying, but she dialed 911. She dialed 911. At this time, the kids were walking in the house, so she had them to go sit in the living room. And the kids must have knew something was wrong. So she said that she was in there. She was telling the people that my mom's not waking up, and I had lost body fluids and everything, laying there in my bed, and still had on my night clothes. And she said that she just started rubbing me on my forehead, and she was saying, God, no, please, no. Don't let her leave like this. No, God, please, no. She said she just started praying over me, laying hands on me. And nothing still didn't happen. The paramedics got there, and they couldn't even determine. They thought that I hadn't had a stroke. She said the paramedics told her that they didn't know if I had had a heart attack. They couldn't, my vital signs were so weak. So they rushed me to the hospital. And I say maybe 5-6 miles from the hospital, from the one that I normally use. I stick with one hospital, which is a local hospital. So I'm about maybe 5-6 miles away. But on the way to the hospital in the ambulance, the gentleman said that he had given me a shot to bring me out of that. I hadn't slipped into a coma, what they call a diabetic coma. That had never happened to me before. And when I got to the hospital, the sugar level kept dropping, but my blood pressure kept dropping. And when I was in the ER room, the people just rushed in because my vital signs kept dropping really, really low, and I started shaking. I remember that part after I had came to the after the guy gave me a shot, and I heard him say, Madeline, I need you to breathe. And that's when I came to. And when I came to, I was crying. And I just yelled out a cry. And I asked him what was going on, and he went to explaining me. It was a young lady with some kids and such and such. And at the time, my mind was like completely blank. I didn't know who he was talking about. All I could do was say, "Where's my husband?" And the guy had said, "I don't know where your husband is." He said, "My main concern right now is you." He said, "We need to make sure that you're going to be okay." And, but when they took me in the emergency room, and I was in there, and the doctor and the nurses and all of them people was in there, and everything kept dropping, and they didn't know why it was dropping, and they couldn't get a vein. And the guy said, "I hate to do it," but he stuck me in the neck. He said, "It's the only place we can get you to inject you." So that's what he did, and I just saved my life. I ain't care. You can inject me in my foot. I don't care. Just make sure you do what you can to keep me around a little bit longer. So that was a very scary, scary time for us. So, it's really, really hard giving me IVs and taking blood and everything. They normally here at the dialysis center where I come, it's normally 2 of them that have to work on me because one always have a hard time. So basically, I just have to do what I have to do, and I just try to be careful, cautious, be alert. Diabetes is not a joke. It's not a joke. It will tear your body down so quickly. So that's where I am. I was really, really early, and normally I like to go in exactly at the time because this center is really small, and I don't want to run into no one else as far as, especially with this COVID that's going on. So I don't want to sit in the waiting room. If I get in there, my appointment is at 1 o'clock. So if I go in at 1, normally my nurse takes me right back and put me in the room. I try not to be too early because I don't want to have to sit in the lobby. Because, there'll be other people there in the lobby, and they may have like my daughter used to, when I first started coming, she used to come with me all the time, and she would sit in the lobby while they take me in the back. And I just don't want to, I just don't need that extra traffic. But when I get in, I'm going to continue the videotape and let you guys travel along with me today as I take these shots. Take these shots and give my blood. Hopefully they will allow me to do so. So I'm going to get permission first before I actually finish the video. So you guys just stay tuned, and I'll be back with you shortly.